super excited about that part.
Yeah.
And they're two judges, so you'll probably need a little bit of it in your work, but
Hanger.
but I'll
Get you a new one. But
then-
this shirt definitely works. I think we're gonna go with this one.
This is the first morning of the Roadshow, and we're trying to costume 7 actors at the same time for 2 shows. We're costuming Julius Caesar and we're costuming A Midsummer Night's Dream. This is only a 7-person cast doing a Shakespeare play that's written for 25 people. So we not only have to make them look good and feel good, but then they need to be able to look like a different person and then change quickly back again so that it all works together.
Yeah. I don't mind it at all without it, and in some ways I think just knowing the actor being what he is going to bring a lot of humanity to this character. There used to be an educational tour with the festival that was the TSF Roadshow that was fully funded by the state, and it was run by the Region 7 Education Service Center.
Region 7 lost its funding from the state, and so they had to back out of sponsoring our roadshow. So we let it lie dormant for several years until Matthew Simpson and Megan Simpson came on board as full-time employees. And at that time, I mentioned to them, one thing I would like for you to try to do is find the money to revive the roadshow, because I think it's a valuable asset.
Matthew and I saw some other theaters around the country that had a really cool business model where they would send out troops of actors around their state or around the entire country doing abridged versions of Shakespeare plays. We thought that was a really good use of our time and our energy to help rebuild something to do during the off season of the summer Shakespeare Festival.
The program that we really landed on that we needed was to build an educational tour that could go to schools all throughout the region and all throughout the state and form relationships with the students, form relationships with the teachers, go into community venues and reach people in their hometown. For me, it's about something in some ways larger, but in some ways simpler. This is what we do. We know how to put on plays.
We had 2 weeks of rehearsal. We're doing hour and 4-minute long shows. Julius Caesar and A Midsummer Night's Dream.
When I'm on stage, my job is I'm an actor. When I'm backstage, though, I still need to think of myself as an actor, but at the same time, I also imagine myself as being the tour manager.
What the Roadshow does is it really kind of grounds you in a way where not only are you the actor, but you're also putting the set together, and you're the builder, and you're the music director as Grace is, or you're the fight captain, and you kind of got to put on all those hats.
It allows us to champion artists that we believe in. And we come down here, we get to know their work better. We hopefully get to help them grow as they work on these 2 different productions. And my job gets to be setting everything up so that they can do their work as best as possible. And they can do the best work they've ever done. Even if that's happening in a middle school cafetorium. We have provided them the housing, the costumes, the space, the rehearsal process, the pay, so that they feel they can really do their best work every day.
We wake up in the morning, we drive to the school with our set in the van, we get to the school, we check in, we unload into the school, into the place, the auditorium, the cafeteria, wherever we're performing. We set up our set there, get all the costumes ready, get all the props ready. Everything's all set in place. We have a music call, we have a fight call, where I, as the fight captain, will go through the calls slowly and then at show speed, so that way they're ready for the show so nobody gets hurt and there's no danger going on, even though it looks like danger's happening. And then we'll do the show, and then we'll either have a Q&A after, or we won't, or we might have a workshop after, and then we'll head home and head back to Kilgore, and that's our day.
As far as how the students receive it, we're always astounded by their response, because they think it's funny, they seem to love it, they think that the actors are rock stars, which is extraordinary because they're doing Shakespeare.
I hope it inspires them to say, maybe that thing that I thought I couldn't do, I actually could do.
I think helping the public school teachers introduce Shakespeare and theater to their students is a very positive thing. They get a first-hand, up-close look at some level of professional theater.
The other thing that I really do believe it's doing is creating the next audience for the Texas Shakespeare Festival.
We know that the benefits and the effect of it is real because we have had students then that came and did our high school acting workshop over the summer that suddenly get very excited and invested in theater. And that doesn't mean they're necessarily going to go on and be professional actors or even continue in the arts, but it just means it did something for them and it changed something in them and it made them examine something that they previously were on the fence about.